Can we be psychologically reborn completely in every breath, in every blink, every heartbeat, every second, undivided from everything? The universe, or reality, is a single unit. It's a package deal. You are the universe, and the universe is you. It's very simple. It's very beautiful. What a context to live in. Like the sun, or the bug, or the rock, we are an aspect of nature. Nature is you. Lichen is made of a symbiotic relationship between a photosynthetic organism, algae, and fungus. It's one organism. The lichen of life is you and nature. And I don't just mean the nature that we see, the nature that we don't see. Also, evolution. I've been talking for quite a while. I talk about evolution. Darwin said there's grandeur in this view of life. Evolution is a way of making life and sustaining life, making a living, eating, moving, protecting itself. Like a job that puts food on the table. But evolution does not provide a total view of the reality of life. Evolution concerns survival, not the entirety of truth. It provides sight, but not seeing. The full understanding of evolution shows that organisms are their surroundings. A goat that lives in a mountain isn't a goat, it's a mountain goat. It's the mountain. You take away the mountain, there's no goat. We see that with the loss of biodiversity. If you destroy a habitat of a certain organism that lives in that specific habitat, that organism doesn't exist. You can't separate the organism from its surroundings. Like every organism that lives on Earth, you take away Earth, organisms are gone. They're not separate at all. Life on Earth is sustained by the dynamic relationship between classically perceived living and non-living things. Non-living things, however, are living things. The truth behind evolution combines these things. It's not a mere coincidence of the dramatic amount of obvious similarities we share with biological and inorganic things. We are one of about 1.5 million animal species of what we know. One of over 400 species of mammal, one of over 200 primates. Evolution is a synthesizing truth because it combines all biology into a single tree and trunks it into the soil. It roots it into the sun and the air and all other non-biological life. If you were to see evolution beyond what the textbooks tell you. Evolution connects the intelligence of biological life with the intelligence of its surrounding forms, weather, rocks, tree, air, everything like that. It's so obvious that organisms really are the constituent elements and surroundings that it's truly astounding. We're mammals. The word mammals comes from mama in Latin, which means breast. We're primates. The females of primates produce milk, mammals, and they all have hair. Whales are mammals, and they have hair, and they produce milk, and they produce live young. We are day active across all walks on Earth and have no need for tail. We need a relatively constant tropical inner temperature of just under 100 degrees, 98.6. Warm-bloodedness, which is where every primate besides humans resides in tropical areas, which have around 98.6 degree temperature. I think I'll talk a little bit about life and death, and then I think we'll just leave it at that. And I'll end with a quote. We live on average for about 75 years, let's say roughly. Now, we say 75 years, and that seems like kind of a long time. But if I say we live for about, if I say we live for about 2 billion seconds, that makes people kind of feel like they gotta get busy. 2 billion seconds isn't that long. The single process of life, or birth and death, exists in a single breath. When you inhale, that's a birth. When you exhale, that's a death. And a heartbeat, it pumps blood out and in, and that's the life and death in that heartbeat. Living is dying to the moment graciously. Dying is living in the moment graciously. This is love. We are but mushrooms pushed into sight by a much larger network of life beneath the seen, beneath the known, beneath the surface. We see only the tip of the iceberg of what life is. Death lies beneath the surface of the known. The majority of the iceberg of life, or death, raises and keeps afloat the peak of the iceberg, life. Death is the life that we can't directly see. With our ancestors, we're the replacements. Children and their parents' replacements. Life piggybacks on the shoulders of death, and how beautiful this ride is. A flower in full bloom is not the end of the flower. It's not the goal of the flower. Nor is the fruit. I'm sure everyone's seen all the dandelions out there. The goal of the dandelion isn't just for it to bloom. We see the seeds spreading, and that's a continuation of that flower. Nor is it the fruit, nor are its seeds the beginning, nor its sprouts, nor its buds. The creation of a cloud is the death of a pond. The death of a cloud is the reign of life upon earth. The joy of the worm, the joy of all land-dwelling organisms. That's the death of a cloud. The food you have eaten has become you. This food is eaten and will be eaten again. Food doesn't begin and end at the ground. It is cycled. Rain shows that we are but beautiful and transforming clouds, and in death we rain life upon this earth. All things die. You and me die. Shrubs and grubs. The beauty of it is that living things live because of death, decomposition, or recomposition. The shades of death appear to us as bleak and black, but to other species it's green and bright, a dinner bell of delight. Death is a frenzied feast to our fellows who fed us during our hungry days. I find great beauty in this truth. My end is their continuation, and in this is the real reincarnation. Biological things rot because other organisms eat them. Decomposition or death is food for the living. Death is what's for dinner. Everything we've ever eaten was at once alive, and it's still alive. Energy from the sun turns into cells, and cells turn it into energy that the organism can use and share after it's passed on with other organisms. Let's see. Getting close to being done here. Here's a scenario. A person passes on, a person dies. The ground begins to swell with life. Bugs that you didn't even know existed end up being attracted to it, and they engulf it. Trees grow, and birds eat worms that ate you. A bird perches after a meal of bug or shrub on a tree branch. It takes a breath and sings a song to a mate, a potential mate, and the waking sun. What better reincarnation, what better heaven than this life we call here and now and forever? When somebody dies, it's less of a goodbye and more of a I'll see you around. Not I'll see you later, but I'll see you around. Everywhere. We live in an infinite universe. No center, no edges. The Big Bang originated in every place we see today. We still live in a singularity. The universe is the seed and full bloom of life in every moment. You are instantaneous. You are between 0 and 120, I'm assuming. Not 0, but you know what I mean. You're also about 14 billion years old. You are also eternal. Let's see. And I'm going to end with a quote from Fabien Cousteau, Jacques Cousteau's son. He said, "It would be much healthier, health meaning being whole, healthy, for us to learn to dance nature's waltz than to try to change the music." And that's it.